Hey guys, now you can follow me on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com/UltraMaximusReviews.
Out of smoke and he appears, the master of surprise.
Oh, hey, look, it's Bat Duck.
Let's get dangerous.
Oh, like your bombets.
You suck.
I didn't know Donald Duck was so badass.
Here comes Darkwing Duck, Darkwing Duck.
Hello YouTube, Ultra Maximus back with another toy review, and today we're taking a look at another Disney Afternoons figure, and it's Darkwing Duck. I picked this up at my local half-price bookstore. This is the first time I've seen this figure in hand. I've already reviewed Scrooge McDuck. If you're interested in seeing that, I'll definitely add a card in this video. Go check it out. And this is from Funko, and they've done a whole line of Disney Afternoon figures. Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers are out there, as well as Baloo from Tailspin. And, I like Darkwing Duck. It was a lot of fun, back in the 90s, and I figured, why not? So let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. So here we have Darkwing Duck in the packaging, and this is pretty cool. And even cooler, I got it for half off. It was like $5.50 for this figure, plus 20% off. So that's definitely a good deal. They had a sale going on at Half Price Books, where if you signed up for the email list, you got 20% off your purchase. So yeah, I mean, this guy was pretty darn cheap, and it's pretty cool looking. Comes with his little blaster there. It says Darkwing Duck right there, not there. It's got the artwork right there. Back of the packaging just kind of shows some of the other characters from the cartoon. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead, take a close-up. There's the artwork up there. There is DW in the package. Now there's a chase figure of this, the Nega Duck, which is the black and white version of him, the evil version. I'm definitely going to have to chase that down now that I've got this one. No pun intended there. And then back of the package, hopefully we get the other figures in a wave too. That would be very, very cool. So just kind of a close-up of their artwork. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the packaging. Let's go ahead and get Darkwing Duck out of box and see what we think. So here we have Darkwing Duck out of the packaging, and I gotta say, I do love the sculpt on this figure. However, there's a massive drawback to the design of the character, and it's his hat. And I say that it's the design fault of the character, not the toy, because the toy actually represents the character very well. But he's got this huge brimmed hat, and it's hard to see. No matter where I put him in my display, all I see is hat. I don't see his face at all, which is unfortunate. It would have been nice if they would have put a head pivot on here, a ball joint of some sort, to get him to show the face off a little bit, because, well, I mean, you just can't see it because of the way it's designed, which is very, very unfortunate. Because they did do a good job with it, for sure. Now, this is, of course, the standard version of this guy. There is a Nega Duck Chase variant that is the black and white version, and that's the first Nega Duck from the Negaverse. It's like a, there's two Nega Ducks. The black and white one is the bad version of him. It's like his bad side come to life. And then the second Nega Duck that you see throughout the show is like in yellow and red and black, and he's from the Negaverse. So he's kind of like Owlman to Batman, if that makes sense. And I definitely want to get the Nega Duck, the black and white one, but I hope that they do a repaint with Nega Duck 2. I think that would be a lot of fun, and it'd be really easy to do. It's just a repaint. Now, Darkwing does come with his little blaster here, and it's pretty show accurate. It looks like the blaster, but it's just all black. And in the show, I want to say there was some purple and yellow in here. It was multicolors. It wasn't just black like it is here. So that's a little bit disappointing, but it's really not that surprising. Now, as far as articulation goes on the character, he can move his head back and forth. He does have slight joint movements at the elbows. They go in, elbows, the upper arms, they go in ever so slightly. They do twist up, about that far. He does have a single jointed elbow right there. And then his legs are on a swivel, but they're very, very stiff right here at the waist. And there is no waist articulation, which is a bit of a shame. That's probably some of my biggest drawbacks on the figure. I wish we had some waist articulation, and I wish his head was on a ball joint so that you could actually see the face that you just can't see when he's standing there because that big old hat just gets in the way. So taking a closer look at the figure itself, I love the sculpt on it. It looks like a Darkwing Duck. I think they did a good job with it. The shadow of the hat works really well for the character, but that brim, you just can't see his face very well. Like I said, I wish he had a ball joint that you could kind of see a little bit more. I like the blue around his neck there. I think that looks good. The purple looks nice. The gray is right. The cape looks good. I like that blue scarf there around his neck. I think that looks really, really nice. Overall, again, I mean, it looks like the character. It's sculpted really well. It's just that the hat hides so much of the character's face. And just kind of close up here. I mean, it does look good. I like it a lot. And it's kind of hard to even get any kind of light underneath there to see that purple mask. But yeah, definitely cool. It just, he needs the ability to look up so that we can see how dangerous he is. So looking at the midsection of the figure, again, I think they did a really great job as far as the design goes. Love the yellow buttons. The outfit looks nice. He's got the little purple coming out from, or a little blue coming out from the purple coat. The gun is sculpted well. It's just not the right colors. It's just a flat black. The cape sculpted really well. I wish there was a way to get him into the pose where he's holding out the cape. Maybe an interchangeable cape in his arms to be able to go out and hold the cape. That would have been kind of nice for this figure. I think that would have done a lot for it, but alas, we did not get that. And the coat itself looks good. It's nice, it's flat, it's got that pink undercoat on the cape. Everything looks great there. Again, I just kind of wish we had a little bit more to the figure. And finally, looking at the legs of the figure, I think he stands a little bit better than Scrooge McDuck did. His legs are pretty much in the right pose to be able to hold him up. Great big hat and all, which is very nice. Now, his legs are very, very stiff. They don't move very well, and there's not really much movement to them. So, yeah, he's kind of like a little statue that you can move the arms and twist his head. Articulation, just not all that great here. For comparison, here we have a Darkwing Duck with my other Funko Disney afternoon figure, Scrooge McDuck. And yeah, they look great side by side. Again, I just wish that the Darkwing figure could lift its head up a little bit so that you could see the actual face. So one thing before I actually end the video, I did want to make an amendment. This figure does have waist articulation. I noticed it when I was doing the stop motion animation. So it is there, so be aware of that, which is very nice. That was nice to learn while I was doing it, but he still doesn't have any upper head rotation, which is a bit fortunate. Also, and I don't know if the camera is going to pick this up or not, the biggest issue I've gotten with the thing during the stop motion is that the black gun rubs off on the white hand, and it really marks it. So be aware of that. Also, the gun does not like to stick in the hand. The more that you use the gun in the hand, the looser the hand gets, which is a bit unfortunate. You just have to find the right spot for him to be able to hold it properly, which typically tends to just lay on the ground there, which is a bit unfortunate. But be aware of that. But the biggest thing is, yes, he does have articulation, and you can make a much nicer dynamic pose with the figure like this. So is Darkwing Duck a figure you want in your Disney collection? I'm going to say yes. If you like the Disney afternoon stuff from the late 80s, early 90s, this is definitely a figure I think you want in your collection. I always liked him because he was the Batman of Disney. What kid who liked Batman didn't like Darkwing Duck? He was fun, he was kind of goofy, It wasn't as good as DuckTales, but it was a pretty decent show. I enjoyed it. There were a lot of really good episodes that really kind of parodied Batman comics and cartoons, which I did appreciate. I enjoyed that. I thought it was a lot of fun. I definitely want to get the Negaduck to go with, but I really hope that we get the Negaduck 2 in the next wave of figures. I think that would be a lot of fun. And hopefully we get a ball joint in the head so we can actually see his face. So there he is, Darkwing Duck from Disney's Afternoons and Funko.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, thumbs it up. If you hate this video, thumbs it down. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Don't forget to subscribe and share, like us on Facebook, and look for more videos in the future.